Is anybody there today? It is officially 7 o'clock. Who's on? If you're on, send a message, send a comment, let us know that you're there. Okay, I see one person. Who else is on? This is it, man. It's been a long time coming. Only been, what, 2 days? I want to congratulate and thank everyone for the great job that they've done up to this point to get us here. Here we are, the official Ask Donovan, Ask DoubleD fan forum. Bailey, good to see you. Good to see that you're on. Who else is on? Go ahead and send in a message if you're here so I can see. In the meantime, I just want to say welcome everybody who's here. Denise, Scott, you're here. So what we'll do is, in the meantime, while we're waiting, unless somebody got a song or dance or something. Kelly Dawn, good to see you as well. Thank you guys for joining as well. What's going on, DoubleD? We're here. Finally, do the port connection. All right, there you go. Awesome. So what we'll do is we'll give people a couple minutes in the meantime before they come, before we get started. So it's about 7:02. We'll give them about 2 more minutes. Allow people to join. Everything, thanks Alicia, Diasi, and Lacascio. Please don't hurt me don't tackle me if I mess up your name. I'm trying the best I can. Who else? Jimmy, thanks for being here. Welcome. I think we're going to have a good time. Before we get going, I just want to give a shout out to everybody, but 3 amazing, powerful individuals who did a tremendous job. Just from Friday when the initial idea was here until we launched it, I want to thank Don Harvey. Don, I've never met Don in person, but there was something in my heart that said, okay, Don, would you like to take on this role? And I was grateful that he said yes. He's done a great job with Forever Jaguars. Go Jags. And so now he's one of our moderators. And so he's done a tremendous job of doing everything to rally the troops for us to be able to launch this page and get going where we are right now. And so also I would like to thank Bailey Luthold. I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you again. And Kelly Ford. Thank you guys. You guys did a tremendous job. And I want to just say thank you so much. This forum would not have been, especially the group that we have, the Ask DoubleD group, it wouldn't have been if you guys did not do a tremendous job in that short period of time. And so I want to say thank you guys. Rick Haston, love you, Mr. D, have been a part of providing food for the camps. Thank you again. Big Ben Coffin, you're there too, man. I see you, bro. And so again, everybody, man, this is awesome. This is an amazing opportunity for us to kind of come together. And so I kind of put some things together, and we'll kind of go get started as we go from here. And again, I'm excited. I'm excited. This is like a game to me because I'm so excited about what we're about to do, but also the purposes that goes behind what it is that we're doing. And so what I want to do is I want to start off by giving a little background. I don't know how many people kind of know what my background is, but I just feel like I'll share my background a little bit, and so you can understand who is the person that is going to be either answering questions, giving insight, whatever it may be. And so again, I was brought up in Camden, New Jersey. One of 5 children. Mom had 5 kids by the age of 23. She did a tremendous job of doing everything she could to give us everything that she had. And, you know, countless times, you know, through the government system and through, you know, coming at home and checking the lights and seeing if they were working, and through all the different trials and tribulations that made me stronger and made me who I am today, we experienced. And so I'm grateful for my mom and everything that she did. I'm grateful for the experiences that we've had growing up, a lot of which is some of the things I'll get a chance to share as we go through this forum over the course of time that hopefully can be inspiring to you as well. After I got to high school in Camden, I wound up going to Syracuse University, where had it not been for athletics and academics, I would not have been able to play on a full ride scholarship. Again, we didn't have the money, we didn't have a disposable income. You know, we didn't have those things. So again, if it had not been for that, I would not have went to college and been able to graduate and get my degree from Syracuse. An interesting fact was, while I was in college, I had an opportunity to have full custody of my younger brothers. Some might know that story, but Camden was not a easy place to grow up, but it made me the man that I am, and I'm grateful. And a lot of great things can come out of tough places and tough situations. That's for somebody right there. And so through that, my brothers who were in high school came to live with me when I was in college as well. And so I was able to raise them, and we were able to grow together, and we were able to, even to this day, the experiences we have are because of what we went through. And so after that, I got a chance to get drafted in '98, where, of course, hey, go Jags, right? Somebody said, hey, Adam, I got you, 25th pick overall. See, you were right on cue, bruh. You were right on cue. And so I got drafted 25th pick overall to the Jaguars, me and Fred Taylor, and Freddie T. And, again, coming here to the NFL, I always say that I can never forget that when I got drafted, I didn't think about the money in terms of houses. I didn't think about the money in terms of cars and all this stuff. When I got drafted, what I heard in my heart, in my mind, was responsibility. And that word responsibility meant that I have a responsibility with everything I have, gifts, talent, treasure, resources, network, everything, time, to pour it out into other people. And that's basically what happened. And so that led me through my career in the NFL to do everything I could to pour out, and to continuously do that even to this day. And so after I got drafted, and after I played for 10 years, 9 with the Jaguars, and a little bit about that, man, let me show you. So people see me, people always say, Donovan, how is it that off the field, like, you so nice and all this stuff, and you smile, but on the field, you like an animal? Well, it came down to purpose, and passion. I knew that what I was doing on the field, that before I would go on the field every single time, I would always pray and say, God, order my footsteps. And what that meant to me was, wherever I go, I wanted God to be glorified with what I did. And so I got a chance to turn the practice field and the game field into a place of worship. So although it was, where a lot of people was at, but it was my place of worship, that which meant the harder I played, the more I was thanking God for the gifts I had. Then also it meant the harder I hit somebody, the more I was thanking God for for what he blessed me with. And so after a nice big play and I hit a brother, bam! Thank you, Jesus. And so it was a nice little worship session for me. I got a chance to do it for a long time, and I got a chance to have a lot of fun, make a lot of friends, basically be able to get my family in a situation where it can help us to the next level of our lives. And so that's basically what we did. And so after I finished playing, I went through a journey, and I'll share some of those things as we keep going, as we build relationship and we continue to share. And I went through a nice little transition period when I got out of the league. And when I got out of the league, I had to find myself. I had to soul search myself. I had to do all these different things to really find out, what is it that God had purpose for me? What was the plan that God had for me? What was the platform that the NFL was supposed to give me? See, the NFL was not the end. It was just a ticket to take me to where I was going. So remember, it wasn't the end. It was a ticket to get me where I needed to go. And so my job was to find out, where was it taking me? And basically after several years and soul searching and praying and really just looking within my heart and trying to find out and find out what are the gifts and talents that I have, that God's given me, that he wants me to pour out. Then I knew. I was able to understand that those things that he gave me, gifts and talents, and I'll ask you, and you guys put it in there, what are your gifts and your talents? So mines were teaching and encouraging. I discovered that. That's what it was for me. And so I got a chance to, after that, was now pour out into other people. And so I got a chance to really just create different things, post my career to do that. And basically, and so what I've done and what I do now is I run my foundation, which is called the Donovin Darius Foundation. Please take a look at that online. You'll see some of the events we do where we work with kids, youth, and their families on life skills, character development, financial literacy, basically helping them and giving them the opportunity to really empower and take their lives to the next level. We have events at the stadium. These are totally free for families. They're totally free for the families, and basically we usually have about 300 to 350 people at each event. I do about 5 to 7 a year, so please, today go check out DonovanDariusFoundation.com and look on there, look on some of the links at the bottom, see some of the pages that we created of the last events, and you're going to see how much fun we have. It is an amazing time. And it's all about building up. It's all about encouraging. And then the other thing is we get those families connected to the resources and programs and community organizations that they need for their family, whether it's substance abuse, emotional counseling, financial literacy, whatever. And so again, we're always in need of support. We need partners. I've been blessed to give over $250,000 of my money to this foundation. That's how much it matters. Put your money where your mouth is at. And so if you're able to support in any way, I'm looking for teammates, I'm looking for partners as well. The other thing I also did is I also came back and I created my Next Level Training organization. So please check that out as well. DariusNextLevelTraining.com. And I got a chance to basically do that for youth camps for kids on football, soccer, you name it. And I get a chance to do that. So in essence, everything that I was doing was all about pouring out. And then the last thing, I also work for the NFL as a peer counselor and a transition life coach to really pour into people. And so this website, this site that we're going to do the forum, and then I'm going to answer some questions and stuff later, so you guys kind of keep going. I have some topics that you guys have already submitted, and I'm going to go over those as well. Also on our page, the Ask Donovin DoubleD page, not the group, but the page, you can add some things from there. So you can stay connected, and we kind of go from there, man. So, but again, this forum, the purpose of this forum, again, is I've been blessed to see so many things, do so many things, and I just believe that there's healing through transparency. I just think that we're here to encourage and bless other people. And so this site is as much about you, as it is about me. And so we're going to dive into discussions that deal with sports, deal with life, deal with relationships, deal with family, you name it. We're going to dive into it. And so when we have topics and we have question areas, you guys better throw out all different areas. And I'll be continuously being prayerful and mindful to come with whatever God gives me to pour out. But again, it's an engaging site. It's not just about me, but it's for us. So this house, as we say, like Under Armour, we will protect this house. We will protect this house. And so I ask everybody to continue to police the line, police this group. Make sure, again, hey, I understand people feel passionately about things. But again, we can feel passionately and we can just use good words that, guess what, my children can see. And so, let's do that. Let's articulate ourselves. Let's put it out there as we feel passionate about things. Just know this. I'm never going to disrespect not one person. I'm always going to respect you. I'm going to speak truth, but we're going to kind of go from there because I understand that you're taking up your time to come here, and I'm going to do the same thing, for you. Thank you, Rick, also for coming to the Mother's Day event, as well. So just understand that this is going to be an encouraging thing, encouraging and empowering platform. Expectations, just so you know. I'm going to answer questions, like I said, on football, family, faith, friends, you name it. I'm going to provide motivational videos. I'm going to provide stories, writings. And then I want to also ask you guys, I'm going to deploy you to support the movement that we're doing by sharing these videos, sharing these motivational things, sharing the opportunities that I have. When I have events, share them, please. Promote them. Get it out there because, again, I'm one person, but I know there's not everybody can come to the event. But if I get individuals like yourself supporting their movement of what we're doing and building up our community, then again, more people can get impacted. So, I ask that you kind of do that and from there. And then also, I'm going to have some special offers, man. I love giving things away. I believe you give things away, things come back to you, but you give them away. And so we're going to have opportunities in the 2016 Jaguar season. I did it the last couple years where I create these things called that they're called game day experiences. That's basically, and it's a fundraiser for my foundation. For watch this, for $25, you get a chance to enter a raffle or a chance drawing to win a game day experience with me. What does that mean? That means you get to come to the game earlier with me. We get to do the autographs. You get to be right there. Then we even, guess what? We get to go on the field pregame. Guess what? For $25, man. On the field, you get to come, hang out, everything. You get to be with me basically through the whole game, and you get to kind of have total access. And so that's just for $25. One ticket. You can buy as many tickets, but again, it's more about giving than it is receiving. So love for you guys to get involved in that. I'll be launching when that opportunity will happen. And so again, it's going to be many more, more opportunities than that. But I just want to kind of give you guys a brief thing from there. And so real quick, I wanted to go and look at some of the topics that and recognize some of the individuals that have sent in some topic areas that we will be discussing as we go forth. So Don, we will be talking about all these things as we continue to go. He said, how can we as parents, how can we guide our children down the right path? That's an important thing. I've raised 5 children, ages 7, right now 7, 14, 16, 18, and 24. And so that's a very important thing. Ben Coffin, seniors, social media has become a big part of people's lives, whether they discuss sports, politics, current affairs. So we'll talk about, hey, how does social media, what is the purpose of social media? Why? How do we use it? Is it just to vent our feelings? No. Is it to utilize it to get things out there that can come back to us? Yes. So we'll talk about that. Okay, we go from there. Sean Mahoney said, how important is the locker room cohesion? Hey, man, it's really important. Because guess what? If I can't trust you to do your job, then I'm going to start thinking that you're more the enemy. You're working for the other team. So cohesion is really, really important in the locker room for guys to have. I think that's why you want to do more things off the field. You don't want to just do things. You want to spend some time. You don't want the coach just telling you what to do. You want to be that leader and make sure that everybody is following the line and you're leading by example. Winnie Horton said, what do most retired NFL players do to transition to everyday life? Well, it is a tough transition. And as we go through, again, that's some of the areas that I'll be sharing about, different things that help people transition, whether it's relationships, it's a job, it's the loss of a loved one, whatever it may be. Transition is tough. But one of the things you do, you have to know yourself. You have to study yourself. You have to redefine yourself because you're no longer a football player. That's not, because here's the thing, when what you do becomes who you are, when you stop doing what you do, you can lose who you are. So if I thought I was just a football player and that was all I was, when I stopped doing it, then I may have lost Donovan. And that happens to a lot of people when their job defines their identity. But my identity is not based in what I did. It's based in who God says I am and I'm created to be. And I walk that out. And that is for you as well. Don't let what you do define who you are, okay? And so Peter Mason said, has our team suffered due to players who underperform because they don't want to be in a Jacksonville? I don't think that's really it. Here's the key. Here's what happened. Here's why the Jaguars was not good at all. Okay? But they were good in one area. They were consistently inconsistent. They were consistently inconsistent. And so that just means that sometimes one side of the team is doing good, the other side of the team is doing bad, and then all of a sudden when that side of the team does good, then the other side does bad. And so what happened is they kept being inconsistent. And so when you have an inconsistent, you can expect less than 500%. And so that was the main issue that they had. And I think sometimes that gets solved through experience, through time, but then also technique. What I did for those years, I worked at it. And I continue to work at it. And so again, a lot of guys think that when guys come to the league, the coaches teach. The coaches don't teach skill and technique. They teach strategy. The guys have to come in with the consistency of the skills and technique and the fundamentals. And so if that's not what the type of athlete you are, you basically want to level off, and it's going to be a quick time before you get discovered. in terms of, those holes in your game. So, that was a great question. Richard Montoya said, the future of the game with all that CTE and concussion talk. I mean, that's a very big issue around it. I mean, there are some inherent risks that goes into playing football, just like there is riding a bike. I mean, there is. But here's what you can focus on. For me, and as I share with a lot of guys, and I do a lot of youth sports, I actually do tackling mini camps. DariusNextLevelTraining.com. I do tackling mini camps where I teach kids over 50 drills and exercises that's going to build up their body, you know what I'm saying, take them through techniques, fundamentals, everything, so they can build the confidence to make sure that they go out and they perform better, but they have better awareness in terms of safety. The whole concussion and CTE thing, here's my take. Are there guys that are hurting, that are going through some things? Yes, there are. But there's a lot of guys that's not. So what can we do? We can support the guys that are, and then we can continue to make sure that we talk about the solutions, which is building the game better, showing how to make it safer, building those things, being about the solution more than a problem. And so that's what I think. I think the game, the nature of the game, it will be okay, because there's constantly things that people are doing. The messaging of what's happening, it's not being promoted as well. And then Jana Hickman said, how to build confidence through sports and boys entering their teams. Listen, I totally believe that sports, had it not been for sports, I wouldn't be the man that I am today, because there's so many values that you learn through sports. There are so many things, transferable skills, that you learn in sports about how to be a teammate, perseverance, resilience, patience, faith, determination, working with conflict resolution, problem solving, critical thinking, you name it. Those things that every CEO of a corporation would love to have. And sports can actually teach you that. And so do you have to go through a period of time where you get knocked down? Yes, you do. But you tell me one business or opportunity or experience you have where you don't have to have those values. And so sports does a tremendous job with teaching that. Justin Fryer, there you are, buddy. Thanks for your support, man. It says the way to have children, the way to have children with disabilities or seizures can play sports or any sports. Yeah, there's a lot of individuals that have disabilities. I think with education, I think that we can always find ways. With education, there's always ways to find for guys, for individuals and our children to participate. There's a lot of kids out there with asthma. Jimmy Smith, he used to have really bad asthma attacks. Okay, but he was one of the best wide receivers we ever had. And so again, he didn't, he did not turn his illness into, or his disability into, such that it was a stumbling block, but he turned to a stepping stone. But he had to do it with that information. He had to do it with education, and he had to be aware and build a team of support around that. Okay, and Glenn Stroman said, why is it okay to do something different than what your friends are doing around you? And so basically talking about our teens and our kids, teaching them why should they do something different. Well, remind your kids this, and remember this: your association will determine your destination. Your association will determine your destination. So if you're hanging around a lot of chickens, and chickens make a whole lot of noise, whack, yak, 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 then guess what? You too may become a chicken. All right? Now, chickens can fly, but because of fear and because of all the other stuff, and they too busy yakking, they ain't got time to fly. But guess what? If you find and understand that you were an eagle, guess what? Eagles, they don't flock together because they're too busy out there soaring. They're too busy above everything else. They're too busy seeing things from a different perspective. I was talking to some kids today that I ran into at a store, and I was telling them about the quick ABCs, okay, with children, man. You want to remember, you want to develop your attitude, your behaviors, and your conversation. Your attitude, what is your attitude on any and at every moment? What is your attitude? And then what is your behavior? What are you doing? And then what is your confession? What is your conversation like? And so again, when we understand that and we get a chance to help our kids understand that you have to focus on your ABCs, man. If you do that, your life, you can go to another level. And then always remember, your association will determine your destination. And then Kelly Kelly, thank you again. Kelly, again, she's one of the young ladies that is here. An incredible individual. And I want to thank you so much, Kelly, for your heart, for your dedication, for definitely your kind words and sharing. We're looking forward to this journey with you as well. She says, what goes through your mind when you see people who say they're fans talk negative about players that get injured? Uh-oh, is this a Jalen Ramsey question or a Fowler question? Well, here's the thing. Part of being in sports is being injured. Part of being in sports is being injured. Part of playing boxing is getting hit. But here's the key thing. In sports, in boxing, Floyd Mayweather was so good because he understands the art of how to not get hit, but then hit back and then be offensive. In sports, you have to understand that your body is a machine, and you have to take care of that body as a machine. There's nobody that I know that has ever tried to get injured. The only time you can get injured sometimes is if you're not going full speed. If you're not going full speed because you're not used to doing it. And so my take on individuals when they speak negative. Now, I'm not asking you to throw a party when a person get injured, because guess what? You shouldn't, and it could be very disappointing as well and frustrating. We get that. I remember when I got injured. Okay? It was probably one of the hardest things that you have to go through. But for me, I had to focus on my attitude. Is this a test? Is there something for me to learn through this? What is my behavior now? Am I going to rehab? Am I going to work? Remember, I got this own thing going on within myself. And what is my conversation? What is my confession? Is it, man, this is going to be the last time I'm ever going to play? Or am I going to come back from this? And so imagine if I got to work on my ABCs, but then I got somebody else, because I'm going through this tough trial and period of time that is purpose for me to be stronger, then I got somebody else from the outside that has no idea about this trial that I'm going through that's going to make me, that's going to purify me. But all they got is the yak, 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 yak. All they got is the criticism as if I try to do it. Then that person is not seen, and that person doesn't really have my back. That person is not really for me. Now, like I said, I'm not asking for you to cheer and say, hey, he's hurt. Nope. But I am asking you to pray for him. I am asking you to send encouragement, because every athlete that's injured, especially elite athlete, they need it. They need it. Because inside that head, like I said on this message this morning, man, on inside your head, okay, and on your shoulder sometimes there's that voice. We all have it. And so what if that voice is in here, but then you'll come along, you're on this ear, and you're talking as well. Now they're surrounded. And so again, be an encourager, man. Maximize your time with that, from there. But that's a great question. And the last one we have, one of the last ones says, what advice would you give to future college and pro athletes to avoid the vices that offer to them once the player becomes a valuable asset? Well, it all goes back to education. You have to get educated earlier. The earlier you can educate individuals, the better. Remember this. People wonder, wait a minute, how is it that when a guy gets in the NFL, he can get millions of dollars and all of a sudden he's broke? Here's how. It's not tricky. He just do what he's always been doing. For me, I didn't grow up with a family that had disposable income. And I didn't grow up with people who had savings account, stock markets, and all that stuff. So I didn't know any of that. And so we knew how to spend, and we knew how to try to take care of ourselves. And so when we got in the league, a lot of times, okay, and through college, guess what? In college, you couldn't even get a job to manage money. They don't require or make it mandatory for you to get a job. Okay? I mean, they don't make it mandatory for you to take a class on finances or anything. And so here's the thing. If you have friends that do have money and they want to help you out, they call that a violation. Okay? NCAA violation. You can't get a job while you're in college, except it's during the summertime, but you still got to work out. So when are you ever going to learn how to practice these money principles? You don't. So when you get to the league, you got to trust somebody else that has more information than you do. And when you do that, what do? What happens? Situations where guys have no idea what guys are doing with their money, and you don't have any idea as far as what to do with it. But what you do know how to do is what you've always done, and that is spend. So whether you got a little bit to spend or a lot to spend, you spend. And so again, there's more dimensions to that, but at its core, we just need to educate individuals earlier, from that. And so, again, but I just want to say, again, those were some of the topics, man. Those are some of the topics that we'll continue to go into, and that's why I love this. I love being able to share insight, wisdom, with people, because again, people fail because of lack of knowledge, and it's not just about how smart you are, but guess what? It's about another perspective. I'll give you an example. Let's just say you're going through life. You're going through a situation, a season of your life, or anything, and it's causing you frustration and pain. Well, you can have I call it a parade view, of that situation. So in a parade, if you're on the ground level and you're going through a tough time in your life, okay? All right, if you're going through a tough time in your life, you can be on the ground level where the floats are big, and you hear all the noise, and you look to the left, you look to the right, and you don't even see where it starts, you don't see where it ends, you don't see anything. It's just like, man, this thing ain't never gonna stop. This trial ain't never gonna stop. This financial thing ain't never gonna stop. Man, these problems ain't never gonna stop. But if you look at that same parade from a blimp, from the top down value, from real high, you'll see that thing is only so small. It's only so big. There's a start to it and there's an end to it. But you can't see it. It goes to perspective. A lot of times our perspective is so just here with what we have, our experiences or knowledge we have. But then when we get more information, when we get more insight, when we understand the knowledge around it, then we can apply it. Then we can apply the wisdom that we have to every and any situation. And so again, just understand that. Remember that parade view of your life. And understand, am I looking at this situation from the ground view? Or what do I have to do to elevate my understanding and look at it from the blimp view? And I guarantee you that'll give you another perspective. And so again, man, this has been great. During the week, I'm going to be just answering some questions that people have online. I'm not going to put it to a certain number of what I'm going to answer, but just know this forum, it's about all of us, you guys. It's about all of us. Okay? Listen, and the number one thing you can understand, we have the group, which is called the Ask DoubleD, the Jaguar Legend Fan Forum. That is our closed group. We want people to get a part of that. That's what we want. Because that's what we protect. We can protect that. We can police that. The page we had to create, that I had to create today, we'll still exercise on that. I'll put some general things on there, but for the most part, our group is our group. We protect our house, man. Like I said, you see the smile, man, but when it comes down to being passionate about something that we care about, that's when the fire comes. Now, the fire doesn't come in disrespect. The fire comes is that, what, this means a lot. And I'm going to do whatever I got to do. I got to check myself first, my ABCs. And then I got to move forward. And so that's kind of where we at, man. Listen, everybody's been coming in. Bonaire Glenn, thank you for taking your time to talk to us. Really appreciate it. Don, man, appreciate it, man. Listen, you guys are AJ, Armstrong. I like that parade view. Remember, these things, we get it. I always remember this. A great leader is a great reader. A great leader is a great reader. If I tell my children this, man, if I only have, if I got a can of information that I can apply, just a can, like a soda can or whatever. If that's all I have, then that means that's all I can pour into me to apply. But if I'm able to expand it and go into like a gallon or something, then guess what? I can bring more things in there. I can put more in there to apply. And one of the great ways that I get a chance to create more knowledge and understanding and wisdom is by reading. Is by learning. Okay? Being a learner, being a forever learner, man. One of the worst insults somebody can ever say to me is, DoubleD, you were just a football player. Because guess what? God said we are fearfully and wonderfully made. He says, man, he created you to be kings and queens, to dominate this earth, not people, but to manage this earth. And so that means you have gifts, I have gifts, you got anointings, I got anointings. You got places you got to be. I got a place I got to be. You got people you got to impact. I got people I got to impact. No, we got to do this thing together. It is a family, and it definitely, is a team. And so look, I want to kind of move forward a little bit. I mean, we're based at 7:35, man. Time goes fast, man. How many of you guys enjoying this so far? Is this good for you? Is this good for you? So, I know I am. And so this is what we'll do, man. I'm going to, throughout the week, if we're not, I want you guys, throughout the week, I'm going to be posting some encouraging videos. Every morning I do a morning encouragement video. And that video is basically a 5 minutes and less video where where I'm getting a chance to share just a word of encouragement. I may share a quick story, and I will share some scripture, okay, around it, okay, so that way people can understand it and break it down and apply it. And I'm going to do that. And so I ask that you share it, you post it, you share it to your page, you get it out there. How can we take over the internet with the positive words that build and encourage? How can we do that? You're a part of that. You're a part of that. When you post a message and tell somebody else, hey, you share this as well, you're building up. Remember, this ain't just about me. This movement we have going forward is going to change people's lives. And I just pray that already somebody's life is being changed. I also post on my private Facebook page, which, it's not really private, but it's the motivation of the day. It's a little picture, and it has, sometimes like 500 words or so, from search quotes that I get kind of almost every day. And I post those as well. And so they're, again, encouraging. They're not necessarily, they're not really more inspiration in terms of faith. But they are things that are applicable to your life. And so we have them. And then I also have opportunities for people to get involved. I have a lot of youth camps and everything. And please forward those things. Pass those out. Share them on the page. Get people to post them. Repost. So again, these messages, we talk about it. How do we impact our community? How do we build up the wrong people? You know what I'm saying? How do we build up our children? How do we build up our community? We got to start young. And you're a part of allowing me to do that. But not only me, the gift, the spirit, the inspiration is coming through you to them. And you just joined up with a powerful team. Okay? And so I'm going to be doing camps and stuff. So again, look on my Facebook. Look on my website, DonovanDariusFoundation.com, DariusNextLevelTraining.com. You know what I'm saying? On the Facebook. I got like 4,900 people on the Facebook. I stopped accepting because I didn't want them to take over it when you get to like 5,000 or whatever. But I'll be posting these things on these Ask DoubleD pages. So when you get it, send it out. Send it out. You know what I mean? Forward it out. Okay? And then also through my foundation, I have these events that I have, the life camps that I do as well. We're also doing some after school programs as well. And again, just getting the information out there. And then there's also other opportunities that I'll be having as well. Everything is about engaging. Everything is about engaging. I'm also going to be posting some questions, just to get to know people. Like, hey, some favorite questions. Hey, what's your favorite teacher's name? Okay, post it now. You can say, what's your favorite teacher name and what grade did she teach? Okay, so if you hear this, go ahead and post it. Who's my favorite teacher was Miss Maynard, and it was 4th grade. I thought she was fine. I was like, oh, Miss Maynard. Lord knows I went and saw her I seen her again what was it? Maybe about a year ago. Like, hey, Miss Maynard, look a little different than you did before. But all the while, back then I thought she was fine. But again, we're going to post questions, man. We're going to engage, man. We're going to be a family, man. We protect our family. We don't speak bad to each other. Remember, ABCs, man. What's your attitude about your life and your family? What's your behavior? How you treating them? I can't say I'm loving you and I'm talking all bad about you, man. You know what I mean? And then my conversation. I can't be outside your presence and I'm saying I'm building you up, but yet I'm putting all negative words on you. Come on now. ABCs, man. It's so simple for us, all right? And so that's basically, man, just understand. This page is bigger than ourselves. And so we are now at 7:40. This has been an awesome time for me that I get a chance to share. And I can only imagine. We're at 1,000 members in our Ask DoubleD, the closed group, in our group page on Facebook. By next week, Let's get that to 2,500. That is our challenge. Let's get it, because here's what I would like to do. I would like to schedule another Facebook session, if we can try to do it at least once a week. Is anybody in for that? Once a week? What do you think? Once a week we get a Facebook live session where we get a chance to go in. You guys get a chance to submit some topics. We get a chance to go in deep. What do you think about that? Once a week. So if we can do that, I'm looking at my calendar here. Let's look at next Tuesday. I think that's June the 1st. Next Tuesday. Yeah. No, next Tuesday is the 31st. Let's do next Tuesday, 31st, and we'll post it again. Don, Kelly, you know what I'm saying, Bailey, you guys do a tremendous job. You guys please take over that administrative part of putting things out there, letting people know. But for next Tuesday, 7 p.m., if that works for everybody, is that good? It's a date. You got it, DoubleD. Thanks, my brother. Weekly, you know, and then of course there may be times that we don't have it, but we're still engaging throughout the week. All right. So with that being said, man, it's been a tremendous blessing. I've enjoyed it. Please go to our page. You know, go to our private group, okay, and post some comments about tonight. You know, what did you like about tonight? What did you like about what was said? What stands out to you? I want to hear from you. Okay, again, conversation is about dialogue. It's two people going back and forth, listening and talking. And so I look forward to hearing from you guys. Look forward to reading your posts as we kind of go from there. And anything else we need to say, and we missing anything? So God bless you all. God bless you all. Thanks for the encouragement. Jana, thank you. Alicia, Bailey, thank you again. Justin, James, you're on there. Let me see who else we got on here. Did I miss anybody? Penny, good to see you. Thanks. May 31st, you got that in there. Jimmy, AJ, Carlene, yes. 3 times. Richard, hey, call him out. Denise, Penny. Who else we got? There you go. Well, Eric, I saw you, buddy. I saw you. You thought I was gonna miss you, didn't? Bonaire, there he is. Got him. Carlene, thank you. Who else we got? Cindy McDonald, Brian Anslow, thank you, and Big Josh. Thank you guys for all your comments, everything from tonight. This is awesome. Hakeem, I see you, boss. Justin Wright. And I already said Josh. Thank you, bud. So we're going to go ahead and finish this. It looked like we were around 45 minutes. That may be some our time frame. We'll see. We'll see how we go from there. Remember, this movement is bigger than yourself. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. And so again, as we continue to push this thing moving forward, man, stay connected. Get connected and stay engaged. Okay? There's nothing you're ever going to go through that somebody hasn't went through already. But we do need the information and tools while we're going through it. Because everything in life that happens to us is happening for a purpose. But we may not understand it. There's something in someone with the information to help you in that. But we can't. But remember this: I can die of dehydration in the desert with a gallon of water in my hand. I can die of dehydration if I don't drink it, if I don't apply it. And so that's what That's what I challenge everyone: live on purpose. Live on purpose. Thank you, everyone. Y'all have a wonderful time. This has been awesome. DoubleD, and thank you guys again. Be blessed.